Breaking news, the choice is clear, as articulated by Marc Racicot and Bob Brown. Fighting for freedom or appeasing Putin. Freedom comes at a cost. Those who fought and died for America's independence would not have agreed. Real Americans gave their lives after 1776's Declaration of Independence to free the country from a tyrannical foreign power. The Revolutionary War lasted 8 years and claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. Although the United States ultimately won, their victory could not have been achieved without the critical support of Britain's longtime rival, France. Although the historical parallel is not perfect, it is undeniable that the Ukrainian democracy is currently fighting desperately and expertly to be free from a tyrannical and brutal aggressor who is repeatedly and entirely motivated by delusional and demonic notions of conquest and empire building. The United States of America and our NATO allies, including France, are providing critical and irreplaceable support to Ukraine in its fight against Russia, the alliance's long-standing and threatening rival. The low cost to the United States relative to the stakes involved in defending freedom, democracy, and international order is something that gets less attention. The U.S. budget for FY 2023 is projected to be around $6.4 trillion, though we don't know how exactly Congress will address all remaining budget issues. The current defense budget is approximately $832 billion, or 13% of the total budget. Finally, we know that the United States has pledged roughly $46 billion in security assistance to Ukraine between August 22, 2014, when Russia first invaded Ukraine, and August 22, 2023. This amounts to a little more than 5% of the military budget for the most recent fiscal year, or about 0.7% of the overall $6.4 trillion federal budget for FY 2023. The United States spends less of its GDP on defense for Ukraine than do 15 of the European democracies that are allied in its defense. The Russians are notoriously dishonest, but according to Western estimates, Russia is spending as much as a third of its economic output on the war. Moreover, while both sides are reluctant to release official numbers, estimates published by the New York Times reveal that nearly 300,000 Russian troops have been killed or wounded during the course of this cruel and devastating war, while Ukrainian casualties are estimated to be around 200,000. They will only increase as the Russians, waiting for the results of the 2024 U.S. election, continue to destroy the landscape, infrastructure, culture, and people of Ukraine in the firm belief that the United States will surely despair, embrace isolationism, and abandon the will to support the fight for democracy and freedom in Ukraine and everywhere else. Marie Yovanovitch, the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, recently gave a lecture at the University of Montana's Mansfield Center, and my husband and I were fortunate enough to attend it. Among the many astute observations the ambassador made was the stark warning that bloodier and more expensive conflicts would continue to occur across Europe and the world unless the Russians were pushed out of Ukraine. If the free world falters in this crucial showdown with the maniacal leader of Russia, it could lead to global destruction and devastation on a massive planetary scale, just as appeasement led directly to World War II. If the United States and its democratic allies abandon their commitment and responsibility to preserve, protect, and defend our mutual freedom and way of life, the minimal cost the United States is contributing to this fight for freedom will be multiplied many times over. We would be making a terrible mistake if we turned our backs on the Ukrainian people and their country at this time.